everyone, welcome back to In the Alley. My name is Cody. Glad you guys are back for another video. Week 17 recap, Vegas and Bay Area. This one was fun. This one had almost everything, so let's dive into it. Friday Night Lights, Bay Area and Vegas reigniting yet another Western Conference matchup. Josh Jones and the Panthers get the scoring going with a 5-yard rush up the middle. And after a kickoff hits an up man, Bay Area recovers. Tosin Oyakami is going to take it out from a couple yards and extend that lead by 2. Start of the second quarter here, 4th and 8. Bay Area is trying to triple their lead. Maurice Jackson is going to break free of his blocker and say, "No sir, not today." Turnover on downs. And then just a minute or so later, Jayden de Laura is going to look to the right side. He has CJ Wyndham for a 13-yard touchdown to open the scoring. Panthers' next possession here, Josh Jones fakes the option pitch. He's going to take it up the middle. It's a 15-yard score, his second of the night. A couple minutes later, it's going to be Vegas answering the bell. Antonio Wimbush with a beautiful one-handed grab, rolls, and he crosses that plane to make it 20-14. Panthers work at 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Josh Tomas motion, handoff up and in for the score. And then less than a minute to go here, Jerome Johnson into the game at quarterback for Vegas. It's an RPO keeper to the right side. You know he has the speed to beat the defender and get in for the touchdown. Scoring is one thing, but defense is another. Vegas is going to have all 3 defensive linemen meet at the quarterback. And then with less than 10 seconds to go here, Jayden de Laura trying to tie this game up before the half. Defense wins it. It's Joe Fouché with the interception. Start of the second half here, 3rd and 6, motion handoff to the left side, cutting it down the sideline, 18-yard rushing touchdown, Antonio Wimbush. And then in the ensuing kickoff, Ben Derby is going to gear this one up. It is a deuce, and Vegas takes the lead 29-28. Less than 9 to play here in the third quarter. Next possession for the Bay Area Panthers. Josh Jones is just going to lug it out to the right side. Has Tosin Oyakami wide open. He's going to do the rest from the 20, the 15, the 10, cut inside 5, across the goal line and in for 6. Start the fourth quarter here, Bay Area doing more of the same here. Josh Jones able to break that tackle, go down the sideline, kind of like Wimbush. It's a 20-yard touchdown rush. Vegas isn't going to go away though. 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Jerome Johnson's just going to take it up, get across, and put up 6 points. And the next possession for the Nighthawks is a 5-point game, but it won't be for long. de Laura airs it out to the end zone. Quentin Randolph. Vegas leads again. Back and forth we go, under 3 minutes to play here. Josh Tomas is going to take the motion handoff. He's going to go to the right, break 1, 2 tackles, go all the way, break a 3rd tackle down the left sideline, 30 yards, cut back inside. That is maybe play of the year. And then under a minute to go here, 5-point lead again for Bay Area. RPO keeper Jerome Johnson with yet another score. 43 seconds to play, 2nd and 7. Josh Jones takes the snap, feels the pressure, lofts this one, and over the defender, rips it away from him. Tyrese Chambers, 28 yards. And then under 30 seconds, Jayden de Laura is going to take the snap. He's going to feel the heat. He goes down. Jerome Johnson sets him up with a long rush to convert a 3rd and long. Jayden de Laura is going to air this out with 2 seconds to play. Tipped. It is caught. CJ Wyndham. And they're not playing for overtime. They're going for 2 here. Jerome Johnson in at quarterback, throws the out route. Randolph broken up, 55-54. Bay Area wins it. All right, so we have seen the touchdowns, tackles, turnovers, sacks, anything and everything included, highlights and lowlights. Let's take a look at the stats. I personally took the stats on this one. I didn't really want to wait for the Indoor Football League, and it's kind of fun, not going to lie. But I know that there will be some discrepancies, and there's probably some stuff that I missed in here too, and I'll kind of cover that a little bit if I can. But with that, stats on the face, let's dive in. We have a 55-54 victory for the Bay Area Panthers. It was a doozy, and what seemed to be what would have been what I thought was Bay Area kind of just coming back out, Vegas came back, and whether that was Bay Area just getting tired based on short rest or Vegas really trying to flex their muscle here. I did have some question marks at the quarterback position for Vegas. We'll touch on that in a minute. But let's take a look at the game leaders on the left side. Jayden de Laura, 11 of 17 for 151 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. And I know Jerome Johnson played a little bit, but I don't know if he completed a single pass. He might have, which, You take a completion or two away from Delora here, but yeah, leading passer for Delora. Antonio Wimbush, 12 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown. And Quentin Randolph, 4 catches, 53 yards, and 1 receiving touchdown. For Bay Area, Josh Jones, 13 of 18 for 150 yards and 2 passing touchdowns. He's also your leading rusher, 17 attempts, 79 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. And Tyrese Chambers, 5 catches, 69 yards, and 1 receiving touchdown. Taking a look over at the team stats on the right side in favor of first downs, we'll talk about it here in a minute, but to have 10 versus 9, Vegas only had 1 or 2 first downs when it came to the first half. And we'll talk about that here in a second. But both teams, relatively decent on third down. Vegas kind of made a comeback there. 50% for them, 2 for 4 on fourth down. Bay Area couldn't really do much on fourth down. Now, one of those is the missed field goal, but I put it in there. You didn't convert fourth down, you didn't make a field goal. So total yards, we actually had an offensive explosion between the two teams. 500, almost 600 total yards of offense in an indoor football game. I'm not saying that's rare, but considering what we've kind of seen throughout the season and even in seasons past, it's pretty cool. So you do get some high-scoring games in this league. So passing yards, both fairly even. Completion and attempts, fairly even. Just the 1 interception at the end of the first half for Vegas getting picked off by Joe Fouché. And rushing, again, fairly even. Couple more yards for Bay Area, roughly the same attempts. Very, very even matchup, as you can tell through the stats here. Field goals, 0 for 1 for Bay Area. Vegas didn't attempt one. And then penalties, not a lot of penalties, just some ticky-tack holdings, illegal defenses, false starts, things like that. Nothing too major. Yeah, just the 1 turnover here. So a nice back-and-forth affair. Notes and stuff that I have written down for this game. Quick work for Bay Area to start the game. Couple Josh Jones rushes. He's in the end zone. Ensuing kickoff, it's an up man. Bay Area recovers. Another chance for a touchdown. Bay Area converts it. They use some clock, rush it in with Oyakhilome. Both teams trade turnover on downs, and we start the second quarter. Delora finds CJ Wyndham. Vegas is going to have some points tonight. Nice run for Josh Jones on the next possession, 15 yards, and it's a touchdown. What a play for Antonio Wimbush on fourth down. He has a catch. He rolls into the end zone. Wasn't touched. Panthers with a nice couple of chunk plays. Tomas rushes well. He scores from a yard out. Surprise onside by Vegas. Nighthawks bring in Jerome Johnson at quarterback. He rushes it in for a touchdown. Panthers can't get their drive going. Perez on for a field goal, and he misses. Delora throws an interception to Fouché at the end of the first half. Vegas only has 1 first down in the first half. I couldn't remember if they had 1 or 2, but they only have 1. Offense hasn't done too much, but they're only down by a touchdown. Vegas starts the second half with an Antonio Wimbush 18-yard touchdown rush, and we're tied. Or we're not tied, but we're down by 1, and then Ben Derby hits a deuce. Vegas now leads by 1. Josh Jones takes to the air, has Oyakhilome for a 29-yard score. It was a nice catch and run for Oyakhilome, as you saw. Stop with the drop kicks. I don't know what was going on, if they didn't have a holder. Perez, they were saying something about an injury, if I heard correctly, but yeah, so many drop kicks, missed extra points, things like that. Yeah, just it wasn't working. Long drive for Vegas. Bay Area holding strong, forces a turnover on downs, and then Panthers take advantage of it. Jones around the left side for a 20-yard touchdown rush. Antonio Wimbush with a nice return to midfield. Vegas takes their time, catches by Wimbush and rushes by Jerome Johnson, and he punches it in from a yard out. Huge kick return. I think it was from Tomas. We had a weird camera angle. He gets it past the Vegas 20-yard line. Panthers drive stalls out. They can't convert fourth down. Vegas takes over. Delora to Wimbush, 1 play, 1 touchdown. Vegas leads again, and then Josh Tomas with a nice cutback play, 1 play, 1 touchdown. Panthers go back up on top. We're going back and forth here. Drop kick is blocked. Stop the drop kicks. Just stop them. You could have had 4 points on extra points. That was the deciding factor. Well, they'll figure that out in a minute. Wimbush breaks off another huge run. Johnson rushes for another touchdown. Vegas goes back in front. You ran the ball and then called timeout. Vegas ran the ball. Josh Jones ran the ball, and then they called timeout. Just kind of a stupid play call. I don't know why you run it to call timeout. You kind of just wasted a play and wasted a timeout. Never mind, I will shut up. Tyrese Chambers with a touchdown grab as he rips it away from the defender. Bay Area takes the lead. Panthers get to Delora on a sack. Third down, Johnson comes in at quarterback. Why? Either way, Johnson runs for a long first down. They put Delora back into the game. What is going on? And then, oh my God, the pass is tipped and caught by Wyndham in the end zone. Vegas going for 2 in the win. Pass is knocked away. Panthers win it. So with that, that's how it kind of goes. Nice little back and forth between the two teams. 55-54, Bay Area takes it. Not too many bad things, just Bay Area was able to stave off kind of a little bit of a comeback, and Vegas couldn't get it done. It came down to whether they wanted overtime or not. The Vegas has to take the L. So there we have it. Let's go take a look at our bet. We'll get out of here. No, we didn't win our bet. They decided to play a fourth quarter and really put on a show, which I don't blame them for it, but my pocketbook does. And that is it for our Week 17 Friday night recap between Vegas and Bay Area. What a game it was, right? And we're right in the midst of all the Saturday games and stuff like that, as you know, as per the recording or the time of the recording. And yeah, so we're right in the thick of it. We're getting right down to the nitty-gritty. A lot of good games going on, and we'll be there to recap them all with, you know, the two segmented Saturday recaps and everything, as we have 2 weeks left after this for the regular season. So with that, be on the lookout for the other two recaps when it comes to Week 17, playoff video, clinching scenarios and stuff like that. I'm just going to go with conference win percentage until I'm told otherwise. That's how we do it. But till then, taking off here, guys. Love and appreciate every single one of you. If you feel so inclined, like, comment, share, subscribe. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the other recaps, and we look forward to Week 18 and everything after that, as we are ever so close to the playoffs beginning. So with that, take care. See ya.